What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Average Bob. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the week 5 loss of the Giants, getting smoked 26-14 on the road in the Superdome. So with that, let's dive into it. A lot to talk about and break down here, and there's a reason why football is 4 quarters, not just 2 opening drives. Where, guys, I got to tell you, I was so jacked up after these first 2 drives where 8 plays, 59 yards with the Theo Johnson touchdown to cap off the first drive. Second drive, another Theo Johnson touchdown, 8 plays, 70 yards in just over 3.5 minutes. But let's talk about the first drive here. I thought, my boy, you guys know I am a Daniel Bellinger truther. I'm a huge fan of the Belly Bro squad, and I thought he stepped his game up immensely today. I'm going to probably talk about the only positive will be these first 2 drives, and then it's going to be a lot of negative talk. So if you want to hear the negative talk, fast forward about a couple minutes. But I did think, like, Kafka on this first drive had an amazing script. The Giants go right down the field. Really not much negative plays. Hard place to play on the road. We saw it later in the game. Guys jumping off sides left and right. But they finally kind of change the normal outcome of a field goal or shooting themselves in the foot and going for it on a 4th down and not getting it by finally finding the red zone, the end zone within the red zone. Twice to start this one. Wide open throw, good ball, getting over the defender's head, but again, naked. And the Giants take a 7-0 lead on the road in Dart's first away game. This is exactly what you wanted. You have the momentum. Things are looking good. Kamara, I said Kamara was going to have a pretty big game today. Didn't really have as big of a game that I was thinking, as he finished with only 27 yards and 28 receiving. So not the biggest game for him, but you know, the kudos to the Saints. They found a way to get it done. They got their first win of the season. Spencer Rattler got his win. They had a lot of the Taysom Hill going, and this first drive for the Saints was 14 plays, 70 yards. So a long drive for them to start. And this team wasn't very good, and that's the issue with, I'm glad they started Jackson Dart last weekend versus the Chargers, so he did get that win against, I feel like, a better opponent than the Saints, but it's hard to say because the Saints won, right? So they were winless going into this one, desperate for a win. And guys, like I've said on this channel over the years, when desperate teams need a win, and the Giants come to town, or they even, better yet, go to MetLife and you beat the shit out of the Giants in their own home. But the Giants are a hot streak starting team. They are a team that you want on your schedule when you desperately need a win. Saints got one after being 0-4 to start the season. Proving that wrong time and time again, year and year again. This is when everyone was like hyped on Twitter for Kayvon Thibodeau. And again, I'm not trying to be a hater or anything. I think Kayvon's been having a strong start to the season, but this appeared to be a completely blown assignment by, I think it's Theo Johnson here. Because why would you not block a guy who's coming through with a head full of speed? It's clearly the misassignment here, because you have the tackle going inside for the linebacker, and then you also have the wide receiver just blocking the corner on top of him. So this is a clear missed block by Theo Johnson, or whoever 83 is. I think that's him. Allowing for a nice play by Thibodeau. Great open field tackle on a guy who's been in the league for a really long time. So big plays here. Besides that, though, I think the Giants' C-line was pretty... The Saints did a good job of getting rid of the ball quickly and not allowing their offensive linemen to, give up any sacks. Pretty sure it felt like there weren't any sacks today. Like, Burns was relatively quiet for how he's been so far this season. No sacks. The Saints only had 1 sack too. Like, I think the Giants' offensive line played pretty well today for the most part. Besides the one kind of blindside hit at the end of the game where Thomas thought he was getting help. Scatabo didn't. Definitely want to talk about this play here, because this is something that, guys, this is Giants fans watching this, dude. This is the first time I feel like in such a long time where I could really ever remember as a Giants fan when you have a quarterback who understands the true pocket presence, but also having the escapability standpoint to get out of trouble when everything is covered downfield. Russell Wilson's playing earlier in the season. This is a sack. Daniel Jones last few years was a sack. Eli towards the end of his career was just self-sacking himself. Now you're seeing a guy who's younger, who's, okay, can juke around very easily. and then get downfield. It's 2nd and 10, and the guy gets like a 25-yard run. So this made me so happy to see, and is a key point that has me optimistic for the future. But yeah, he had a lot of time today, and this is the problem when once Nabers goes down, there's really no one else in this offense that can step up at the wide receiver position. Tons of drops around the board. Slayton, who and somehow on 6 targets had 3 catches for 31 yards. And Hyatt, finally, we saw him out there, but 3 targets, nothing, zeros for receptions. This is a great throw. I just want to talk about this quickly. It's probably the last positive thing I talk about, but unbelievable pocket. 3rd and 7 in the red zone, just dropping it over this linebacker here and in between the safety and the corner. This is an unbelievable big time throw. Great catch by Theo. You guys know that I'm the belly bro here, but I think unbelievable catch by Theo Johnson. And somehow the Giants scored 2 touchdowns on 2 opportunities in the red zone. After this, though, they really wouldn't do much the rest of the game, which is kind of annoying when you do have that success. Like, what changes? Is it just more like the Giants are regressing to what they actually are throughout 4 quarters of football? The other team wakes up. Oh, good play from Burnsy here. Let's see what we got here. So this is a tough play. As you can see, they put 15 in motion, who is the top, but he really has no one close to him besides but who's ever up top here kind of going over the top, and there's just too many guys off of 68's pulling, and you have the tight end, but they're just not getting there quick enough. Look how fast Burns is. Like, the running back just got the ball. The pulling guard or tackle guard, I think, just completely whiffs on Burns because he's so fast, and then just an incredible angle from where Burns was to get there to make the play. He's putting together a Pro Bowl season. That Sally is ridiculous. Another great spin move inside from Burns there, 3rd and 2. Reporting AJ Ross. I got to say really quickly about the commentator booth. I hate 3 people in the booth. It's way too convoluted. They kind of talk over each other. It's hard to know who's really talking, and they're all kind of saying the same shit. It's just have 2 people in the booth, one doing the color commentary and the other one talking like the play-by-play, and keep it simple. You don't need 2 guys discussing about what's happening every play. It's just way too much, and I don't like it. Spencer Rattler, they simplified their game plan for him, and Kellen Moore seems like he's good at doing that, or at least taking advantage of a Giants vulnerable team. The Saints have no momentum in this game whatsoever. I guess if you look at like the Carolina and Dolphins score too, on the top left-hand side there, it looked like the Dolphins were going to kick the crap out of the Panthers, and I'm pretty sure they lost. But another good clean pocket, 2nd and 10, gets the first down. But like we've all been talking about, would love to see a slide, but it is what it is. Ooh, brutal rep here from Runyon. You guys know I haven't been the biggest fan of Runyon this season, but unbelievable spin move by, I believe that's Brees or Brees. I don't know how to say his name, but he's already lost the rep. Look out block, and that guy's making like, I don't know, $35 million or something. So he's not cheap. And then you got to check down to Singletary on 3rd and 8. Obviously not an elusive move, or he doesn't have that in his repertoire to really be too powerful. And getting downfield in that. And then now this is where things, momentum swings a little bit here, right? You get Shaheed, or I don't even know how to say it. Rashid Shaheed on an 87-yard touchdown. Great play by Rattler. I mean, the Giants have really put on tape, how you beat this team. It's not difficult. Even if you want to try and run the ball against them, which I didn't even think the Saints really tried to too much, and like the Chargers didn't way too late in the game the other day, but there are vulnerabilities downfield that one-on-one coverage is a complete liability for a lot of these guys, especially if the safety can't get over. One play, 87 yards, wow. And then you have the flea-flicker here. Dart just underthrows it. Also, I feel like, I don't know, when they showed this from the high up angle, I would have loved to see Slayton make an adjustment too. I mean, he's just running in a straight line essentially, right? But Here's the thing. The safety is hauling ass back up at him. If Slayton is, hear me out for a second, is up here and running around the numbers, like that guy's never getting to him. I mean, I guess they thought they had their shot. They did. It was underthrown. So maybe, I'm turning into a dart apologist already. We'll probably talk about that on the fumble later, but because I won't be apologizing. I think the biggest thing, and this is what I said in my preview video, so if you guys have been watching those, just please give a like, and if you think this video is good and you're learning something from it, hit the subscribe button as well and come back, because in the preview video what I talked about specifically was who's going to step up in this Giants wide receiver room, and the answer clearly was really no one. I mean, Theo Johnson and Bellinger had decent chunk plays downfield, but Wan'Dale Robinson didn't really get much going. 5 for 30 on 7 targets for a long of 12. They still use him very in a short, quick screen game. Scatabo just plays unbelievably hard all the time. I didn't really like that, how the guy, I feel like everyone's trying to like hip drop tackle Scatabo a little bit. They don't talk about it, but it's good to have 78 back for sure. But I mean, Slayton, dude, this guy's been around here for so long. He's been a leader. They just re-signed him this offseason for a 3-year deal, $35 million. So it's like $12 million a season or something. And he's got to make plays. And then this happens. I mean, shout out to Demario Davis. I do like to, give credit where credit's due, right? I think you have to respect your opponent. Demario Davis, 36 years old, making plays like this. You can tell the fans love him. He is the heart and soul of that Saints team from what I saw in this game and throughout his career. So shout out to him, making plays, doing his damn thing, because these are game-changing plays. The Giants are going down the field. They should probably get at least a field goal here, and then you're just flipping it back it's a 6-point swing because you're getting a field goal the other way. But someone else in this group has got to step up. I mean, Bo Collins at the end of the game with his absolutely fucking pathetic effort of stopping on the route that is Dart's final interception of the game had too. I mean, this is what pisses me off, because Jalen Hyatt, Slayton, Wan'Dale, these guys have every opportunity, every God-given opportunity has been afforded to this wide receiver room, yet no one steps up. And this isn't just this year. This is a year-over-year thing. They try to bring in guys. A couple years ago, they brought in Paris Campbell. The guy, they didn't even play him. They brought in like Corey Coleman that time. Also sucked. Like they just never find, or I don't know. It might be a coaching thing where they just never develop anyone wide receiver that's any good unless they come into the league with a strong pedigree and they're likely from LSU. Tell me I'm wrong. So now you're getting into the third quarter here. Momentum has kind of swung, but you get the ball back to start the opening drive. Scatabo, he plays hard, but the ball keeps coming out a little bit. We'll just go back to the game cast here so we can see what's going on. 4th and 1, I did like them going for it here. This is one that's funny too. At the end of the play, we could look at Scatabo here, but Wan'Dale lowers the shoulder. Look at Scatabo here. 4th and 1, just absolutely. I mean, look at this block. This is incredible. Let's restart here. This block by Cam Scatabo just is, this is just who he is. He's a running back, and he's putting his first starting by putting his hand in the dirt, and then boom, right at the line of scrimmage. And then, I mean, finishing the block fully down the field, saying, oh my God, it's just incredible what he could do. And then Jackson Dart with the self-fumble here. Kind of, guys, everyone's covered. Maybe just throw it away, live to fight another day. Instead, you're trying to run. You got 92 there. It was a Cam Jordan as well, who you just fumble it off your leg. And next thing you know, to start the second half, you're already giving the Saints momentum when they have already had it coming, based on what has happened at the end of the first half. So terrible rookie mistake. He gets a free pass. And that's what we afford on this channel. If you are a rookie, even last year, I probably gave way too much of a free pass to a lot of guys because I was like, once the season was over, and I was like, guys aren't really trying to play hard. It was hard to really judge from an evaluation standpoint when, especially guys like Deontay Banks, who just take plays off. They don't want to hit anyone. But Bo Collins at the end of this game, he has to be cut. I'm sorry. That's a terrible effort. You're undrafted free agent or whatever you are from the practice squad, and you're just stopping your routes. Are you actually kidding me? 28-yard attempt for Goopy or whatever his name is. Lamar Jackson jersey in the crowd. I do love the Saints fans. I got to be completely honest with you. They're just a funny bunch. They always have funny outfits on. They're the Popes, the Saints. Bellinger on a little Y shallow. Russell Wilson going over there to give him some kudos. Design run. Taking a couple hits there on 3rd and 3. But you get it. Under center, Theo in fullback position, Scatabo deep. Little play action, fake counter, fake reverse. Dump back to Scatabo. You guys know I love a nice play action screen back to the running back. Probably one of my favorite plays in all of football, especially when you give it time to develop, and that was a nice way of doing it. Okay, so Dart had his rookie mistake before, and now it's time for Cam Scatabo's, and we saw the ball coming out a little bit earlier. Boom, perfect punch. Then here you go, off to the races. 86-yard fumble recovery, which would be the final score of the game here. And this is the NFL for you. You know, everyone who wanted the Giants to start Jackson Dart versus the Saints, are you happy now? I mean, I think if Jackson Dart didn't play the way he played versus the Chargers, and this was our first look at him, the first 2 drives were obviously like, oh, fuck yeah, this is great. But then the rest of the game, I'm not saying that this is his fault. There were a lot of guys that fault here, especially like Slayton and some other ones. But I'm glad that he had last week, and because now we're building. He's just seen more. He's seen it at a high level. Probably a hold on a Luminor. And yeah, it's another interception here, but like, let's just talk about that. I don't even care about this interception that he's throwing at the end of the game. Here's why. It's 4th and 6. He can't pick it up with his legs. Like, what is he supposed to do? Throw it away. Gets tackled. Like, I would be more pissed off if he just got tackled there. Because the Saints would take over on like the 45-yard line. So just chuck it up. Try and give someone a chance, right? You know, earlier today, Marvin Harrison made like a 60-yard reception with like through 2 guys. So you never know when someone's going to go up and make a play. Not saying that like Jalen Hyatt's going to do it on that or Wan'Dale Robinson anytime you throw it up to him. But I'm not mad about that interception. And I don't think you should be either. And I don't think like that interception is something he's going to do in normal play outside of that situation where you're down 2 scores. You can't. There's nothing else open. They schemed it up nicer. Alrighty, we're going to Dr. Bo Collins. Wan'Dale on a little mesh. 4th and 3. Get the first. Clock's ticking. Under 6 minutes left. I don't know, man. It just felt like, I mean, this is just a absolutely pathetic effort. Like, is Collins just used to be on the practice squad where he's not going to get the ball thrown to him or something because he ran the route? But, like, why would you stop running a route, especially when now is your time to shine? There's injuries in this lineup, and they're looking for someone to step up. And down 2 scores, that's the effort you're giving. If I'm the coaching staff, this is completely unacceptable to me. I don't even care. Even if you were fucking held, at least try and go for it. Don't stop. You just gave up a free interception. There's no flags. There's no also guarantee there's going to be flags. You want to talk about flags? I think later on in one more drive coming up, there's an absolute bullshit roughing the passer on Dart when Scatabo doesn't help chip on Thomas, and they call roughing the passer. It's like, I don't know what they're doing in this league. Like, what else are you supposed to do? You know, 20 years ago, Dart's leaving the field on a stretcher. That's not the case anymore, but what else is he supposed to do? I'm not sure I'm going to talk too much about the game at this point because it's pretty much over. But the Giants got a lot to figure out. They got a long flight home from New Orleans, and they got to figure out a lot before the Eagles come to town on Thursday night because the Eagles just got embarrassed giving up a 17-3 point lead at home. So, yeah, they're another team that's going to be pissed off at AF to come into your house like they've done for the last probably like decade at this point. It feels like the Giants never beat the Eagles, especially, now you're going to play them twice in 3 weeks. So imagine, I was just hoping that the Giants could have somehow won today. Dart would be 2-0, and then you'd have the Eagles at home and make it fun. At least like have some rooting interest. But now we're at a point where, I don't know. I want to see heads roll. Because we can't do this anymore. We changed the quarterback twice already this season, or once this season, but everything has just been, I don't know, same old Giants, I guess. Thanks for watching.